A wild wolf hears you long before you ever spot it. It picks up your scent drifting through the trees. It knows which way you're headed. It might have watched you step into a clearing, clocked that you're alone, and trailed you so quietly that you didn't even know the encounter had started. And then it just walks away. That's the part that feels off, right? A gray wolf is big enough to hurt a person, fast enough to catch one, built with teeth made to hold down animals that fight back. Wolves work as a team. They take down deer, elk, moose, even bison sometimes. Animals that make an unarmed human look, well, kind of flimsy. And yet, millions of people have hiked, camped, hunted, and worked deep in wolf country and never once been attacked. Not because wolves are sweet, not because we taste bad, and definitely not because every wolf signed some secret treaty agreeing we're off the menu. Most wild wolves leave us alone because attacking a human is usually a terrible idea. Real quick, if you love this stuff, hit subscribe, smash that like, and drop a comment. It really helps. So here's the thing. We don't act like they're normal prey. We're hard to read. We fight back out of nowhere. And we belong to a species that spent centuries making wolves deeply regret being noticed. Let's break it down properly. First, a correction. Wild wolves can attack humans. They've done it before, and rare, confirmed attacks still happen today. Some were predatory, some were defensive, and a lot of the scariest old stories? Rabies, a disease that wipes out a wolf's natural caution and cranks up aggression. So anyone telling you wolves never attack people is giving you a comforting little fairy tale. It's just not true. The real question is, why are attacks so rare when the chances are basically endless? Wolves live near people all across North America, Europe, and Asia. They cross roads, they pass farms, they slip through neighborhoods, they smell us constantly, and almost every time, they choose distance. That choice starts with what a wolf is actually built to hunt. Now, cooperative pursuit predator sounds terrifying, I know, but a wolf doesn't have a cat's grappling claws. It wears prey down, bites, group pressure, exhaustion, and finding that one weak animal in the herd. Finding the weak one, that's the key. Research out of Yellowstone shows wolves test way more elk than they ever actually kill. They go after calves, old ones, sick ones, animals stuck in deep snow. Even working as a pack, their success rate is often low. They're not an unstoppable hit squad. They're searching for the animal that's already failing. That's why a healthy elk is more dangerous than prey makes it sound. Elk kick. Moose swing those long legs. Bison circle up and guard their calves. One broken jaw, one busted leg, and a wolf might never eat again. Predators don't get sick days. A failed hunt costs energy. An injury can cost every future hunt. So wolves calculate. They approach, they watch, they test, and they bail on most attempts when the odds look bad. Now drop a human into that math. Look, we're not impressive by big mammal standards. No horns, thin skin. Our bite is mostly good for making dentists rich. One lone, unarmed person, absolutely vulnerable to a determined wolf. But we don't look like anything they normally hunt. We stand upright. We turn and face danger. We wave our arms around. We move in weird, jerky ways. We carry stuff. We travel with dogs, fire, cars, and other humans who might be hiding nearby. And here's the big one. Wolves have learned that this little upright animal can hurt them from a distance. A deer's never fired a warning shot. A moose has never come back the next morning with its cousins, a tracking collar, and a government permit. From a wolf's view, the human body is only the visible part of the threat, and that lesson runs deep. Humans and wolves have fought over prey, livestock, and land for a very long time. We trapped them, poisoned them, shot them, wiped them out of huge chunks of their range. The wolves that survived weren't the bold ones. Those got killed. The survivors were the ones that kept their distance, moved at quiet hours, and stayed hidden. That caution got passed down. Not some hardwired terror of every person, just a deep, steady wariness. And here's the wild irony. Wolves can live right next to us and stay basically invisible. Distance doesn't always mean wilderness. Sometimes it just means showing up after we leave. That's why a hiker can spend years in wolf country and never see one, while wolves spot that same hiker over and over. You need the animal to step into view. A wolf just needs your scent, your sound, and your footprints. You think nothing happened, but the wolf already made its decision before you even got there. Now, wolves are curious too. Sometimes one stands and watches, not because it's hunting you, but because it's gathering info. It might pace along a trail, pop up ahead, or follow at a distance while it figures out what you are. To your nervous system, being followed and being hunted feel identical, but to the wolf, they're totally different. You should worry when an animal keeps closing the gap, ignores your attempts to scare it, circles in, or locks onto a child or a dog. That's different. One wolf watching you from far away isn't the same as one creeping closer and closer. Howling messes with our heads too. A howl isn't a battle signal. Wolves howl to stay in touch, find the pack, and mark territory. The reply might come from animals miles away. It sounds close because low sounds travel far. Really, it's just the wolf version of a family group chat with way better acoustics. But here's why fear is dangerous. Panic makes us do dumb things. You run, you get separated, you let the dog bolt, and now that wolf, which was just chatting with its family, is watching this strange, upright animal completely lose it. Staying calm keeps you safe. Face the animal. Watch what it actually does. Give it a clear path out. A wolf that wants space usually takes it immediately. Now, here's a big one people get wrong. Feeding wolves. When people leave out garbage, pet food, or handouts, the lesson flips. Human scent stops meaning danger and starts meaning food. That's called food conditioning, and it's one of the clearest paths from a shy wolf to a dangerous one. A lot of modern wolf attacks involve animals that had already gotten weirdly comfortable around people, usually after being fed. The attack wasn't the first warning. It was the last step in a pattern folks have been watching for a while. So feeding a wolf isn't kindness. It's a long-distance decision about who gets bitten later. Then there's rabies, the ugly exception. A rabid wolf acts nothing like a healthy one. Aggression, confusion, no fear, repeated biting. Historically, rabid wolves caused a huge share of documented attacks. And before vaccines, surviving the bite meant nothing. The disease itself was almost always fatal. That's why those terrifying old stories sound so different from what people see today. And here's an uncomfortable truth. Predatory attacks have often involved children. Not because wolves have a category called kid, but because a small, isolated person who moves erratically fits closer to familiar prey. A tall adult standing their ground? Strange and risky. That's exactly why you pull children close fast during any weird wolf encounter. So here's the bottom line. If a wolf shows up at a normal distance, it'll usually leave once it clocks that you're human. Don't chase it for a photo. Don't feed it. Keep your dogs leashed and your kids close. And if one does approach and won't back off, stand tall. Make yourself big. Shout. Back away slowly. Don't run. Throw stuff. And if it actually attacks, fight back. All of that works with the wolf's own math. You're aware, you're big, you're difficult, you're not food. And that's really why wild wolves leave us alone. They're powerful, but they're not careless. Their prey is familiar and readable. We're upright, unpredictable, and historically lethal. The animal in the trees might be watching you. It might know exactly where you are. And it walks away. Not because you're stronger than a wolf. It walks away because one human has never, ever meant just one human.